You can see two different kinds of crochet flowers here. They are very alike, but one has 6 petals and the other one has 8. You can either use them individually so that you sew it on something else, or then you can join them together. The ones with 8 petals can be joined so that they create straight lines, and the ones with 6 petals need to be joined diagonally like this. So let's look at how to make them and how to join them. I'm first making one with 6 petals. To start with, you can use the magic ring if you prefer. I'm using a chain. So I'll just make a loop and actually don't tighten it. I'm counting this as a stitch. 1, 2, 3 and 4. For the 6 petal ones you just need a chain with 4 to start with, and you close it into a ring, and then what you need is 6 single crochets into that ring, and single crochets in the American sense. But first you chain 1, it doesn't count as a stitch. I'm leaving this here tail inside the single crochet so I can then just cut it off. So 6 single crochets in here. That's 6. And then you insert the hook into the first one of those 6 and make a slip stitch there. And for this first petal you need to make 1 chain here and tighten it, otherwise it will sort of open and doesn't look nice. Each petal is done exactly the same way. You pull your stitch to the height that you want the petal to be. So something like that. And then we will make stitches into that same spot where this one starts. First you take a yarn over, then insert the hook into the stitch, take a yarn over and leave it very loose here wherever you hold your yarn, and pull it so that it's the same height as the first stitch. And then we do this twice more. So yarn over, hook into the stitch, yarn over, and again you pull it up like that. And one more time, yarn over and in here and a big stretched stitch there. And then again make sure you won't tighten it when you make the stitch. So take a yarn over and pull the yarn through all of these loops without tightening, and then just make 1 chain stitch here. And this one, then you need to tighten it, so it sort of ties it up there. And now you need to get back here to continue to make the next one, and here it depends on how high this bit is. You need as many chains that you get back here. For me here I need 4, chain 4, but just check that it doesn't sort of tighten it or that it doesn't get too loose way over there. So you may need 3, you may need 4, you may need 5. Just see what is the best, and then hook into the same space where all these loops were and a slip stitch so it stays there. So here it is, 1. Then you move to the next stitch using a slip stitch. So just hook through, yarn over and straight through the stitch. And then we'll do the same thing again. So stretch it out and yarn over through here and pull it up, yarn over, again the yarn through that space and make, and one more time there, and then yarn through all of them and one stitch at the top like that, and chain 4, insert hook at the same place as all the loops and a slip stitch, and then you just continue until you get the 6. After each stitch you move to the next single crochet using a slip stitch, and then you continue, you start like that. So you keep going until you have 6. Here I am, 6 petals, and then just slip stitch to finish off. So I'm making a slip stitch here and cutting the yarn and pulling through there, and then I can cut off the starting yarn because it goes in there, and then I'm weaving this one in. For a flower with 8 petals like this, you need to chain 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, join into a ring, and then you continue just the same, only that now you need 8 single crochets into the ring. First one chain, that doesn't count, and then 8. 1, 2, 5, 8, and again you join the ring using a slip stitch there, and then you continue just the same way, and again before the first petal you need to make one tight chain stitch so this doesn't unravel or sort of look ugly. And then you pull to make a big stitch, yarn over, pull another big stitch, yarn over, again. Now, so altogether at this stage you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 loops on your needle, on your hook, sorry. And then take the yarn, pull through all of them, one tight stitch, and chain 4 or more if you have a very high petal there, and you make a slip stitch at the bottom of it and a slip stitch into the next single crochet there, and then you just continue exactly the same way as with that one with 6 until you have 8 of these, so those 8 will fill this. Then about joining them, as you can see the flowers with 8 petals are always joined from 2 points and they form a straight grid. So what you need to do, you crochet until you have 6 petals, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then on the 7th and on the 8th one you join them. I'll join this one that I'm working on to this here one. First I just make the loops as before. There, and then I'll take the other one, and before taking a yarn over I'll insert the hook into the other flower at the tip of one of the petals, and then a yarn over and through all of these at one go. So both, and then twist it to the right, and then the chain stitch. So now they are joined here. And then I finish this one off. Just normally. And then another one. So I make one more here, and that will attach to this here one. So another one just. Then hook into the top of another petal in the other flower, and through all of them. There. Finish this off. So now here we can see that they are joined together. When we look at these, you will see that they are all joined from different points. So let's say I was working on this here one, and those three would already be joined. It would mean that I need to join four. First this one and that one, and then that and that. Or you do it the same way with these ones that have only 6 petals. But what you need to do is that at this point, say I was working on the white one. First I join it to one just as before. But then I need to take 2 flowers and join this to 2 of those at the same time. So you put the hook through both of these before making the chain stitch at the top. Okay, but I hope you enjoy making all your flowers.